Um, Today's gonna be very casual. We just wanted to talk about upcoming plans for Pride events, and kind of what we're thinking of doing there. So I'm gonna share the calendar I made with the dates on it. All right, so just let me know if that's sharing. Okay. So that's just May. There's events this year, May, June, and July that we're hoping to participate in. So I don't know if you can, I don't know how small it is. I spent a long time on Canva trying to find a calendar template that was going to be like legible for our purposes. But um anyway, so May 9th, Saturday, May 9th this year is the Niagara Pride 5K and Health Fair. So we have signed up to table at that event, and they are also going to be hosting a blood drive there, which is really exciting. And when I last spoke to them, they were also interested in doing a hands-only CPR class along with the blood drive. So usually the way we do that is kind of like we run the hands-only CPR classes at intervals. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but and then while people are waiting for their appointment, they can like do a quick session or they can come early and do that before their appointment or however it works. Um, is that right,
Gary?
Kate and Wendy? Yeah.
Yes. I'll just jump in. We like them to do the hands only before they give blood, not after they give
Oh
blood.
yeah. I'm
Also
sure
that.
probably not good on the recently opened vein to be doing CPR. So
Correct.
yeah, so we'll
They can sit in on it, but they shouldn't perform it.
right,
Practice.
understood. Yeah, so we're still kind of in the midst of coordinating that. It's a really big event, and the people who run Niagara Pride work full time and run Niagara Pride in their free time, which I find extremely admirable. So it just sometimes getting the details takes a minute because they have limited time. So I don't know if we're going to be doing that hands-only CPR class. That's the goal, but we'll definitely keep that in mind, that it needs to be before. And thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. So we have not done that event before. That will be a new one for us this year. So
And
then
Carrie,
yeah.
I won't be able to be there, but if you guys need to use any of the resources that we have that we use for the other drive, you can coordinate that with Mary Beth, whatever, but we can raid my supplies when I'm in the office if there's some other things you need.
Okay. Yeah. Do you mean like swag?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or
yeah,
decorations, any of that stuff that we've used.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. We can talk about that. We're also going to talk about when we also have a plan for like budgeting and stuff for this year, similar to how we did last year. So we'll have to see kind of what we get and if we'll need stuff for the drive. But then for June, Sunday, June 7th is the Buffalo Pride Parade. I already registered us for the Buffalo Pride Parade. Last year, I will admit, was a little bit of a kerfuffle there. Because it is such a huge event and I think it's just difficult to organize. So I'm hoping that this year, because we registered earlier, we can get a further forward spot in the parade. Last year we had to wait multiple hours to start walking after the parade had started. So I'm hoping that this year, just to give people more time in their day, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that we can be farther forward in the parade so we can start walking sooner, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that works out. And then Friday and Saturday, that's Sunday, June 7th is the Buffalo Pride Parade. Friday the 12th and Saturday the 13th are the Southern Finger Lakes Pride Fest. I know Nicole will be there tabling, I'm assuming on Saturday the 13th. And these are all events that we're happy to have help with. So if you want to walk in the parade, if you want to help table at any of the Pride festivals or at the like Niagara event or anything like that, we're always looking for volunteers for that. The Buffalo Pride Parade this year is again just a parade. I don't see anything about them doing a festival on the same day, unfortunately. So I think that's maybe it will make a reappearance in the future, but for now it doesn't seem to be happening anymore. Um, Sunday the 14th is Hamburg Pride in the Park with the Rainbow Collective. Wendy, I know you were there last year. Are you thinking that you might be able to attend again this year? Um, Sunday the 14th is also Binghamton Pride Palooza. Lynn
Oh,
and
Carrie,
Joanne. No, you're
sorry.
fine.
I started
No, you're
talking and I
good.
didn't realize I was not. To answer your question,
I
I'm
thought
not
maybe you
sure.
were just, I thought you had to take a call. I wasn't sure.
No, 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 that's okay. Just because I have some other specialty drives that
Yeah.
on the weekends. June is tough because it's we have Juneteenth and World Sickle Cell Day and Pride. I don't know why. Can we spread out these months a little? um, no, but I can't not commit at this point. But do you recall Terry said that she would be? Terry Gannon had said.
Yes.
So we might want to reach out to her. Maybe she could be an anchor, you know what I mean, so to speak, for it.
Yes.
Um,
Because I mean, I'm
yeah.
able to go myself, but it really helps to have more than one person at any of these
Yeah.
events. You definitely don't,
Yes.
you know, it's not ideal to be at any of these alone.
No.
So, okay.
Yeah, and just I know you don't have the other blood drives on there, but a reminder that the June 11th is the Buffalo Pride
Oh,
Alliance
thank you for
drive.
that. I forgot about that actually, so I'll stick that on there. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, you know, for the Pride Parade, anything we can think to do for last minute promoting. I know that's tabling and not, but anything that we might be
Yeah.
able to do, you know.
Yeah, it's a little so at the Pride Parade, there are opportunities to hand things out to attendees, but I wasn't sure how I felt personally about like handing out blood drive information to people who were just coming to watch the parade. So, because I was
Do we
thinking about that, I don't know if we could,
are we
I don't
taking
know
an
how,
ERV? Are we taking an ERV?
yeah, we hopefully, yeah, we had it last year.
Put the website is on your banner, which is a freaking beautiful banner. So
Yeah,
the
could
more
we
we can tell people and or have QR codes on t-shirts or something.
I was just thinking if
Okay.
we could get the QR codes, maybe we could take some carry signs. Hang on, you can't see
Flyers,
me.
just little
Yeah,
flyers with
yeah,
little like we got a chapsticks like to give people to
yeah.
little giveaways, little things. And I put in the Carrie, can you see the chat too? It's a long chat, but I think that's something we could consider because whether it's
I mean, if we
in a
could put
Red
something up
Cross
on the truck,
capacity.
Kate,
I am
yeah,
thinking of this
with the
because at
QR.
the
Okay.
Buffalo Festival or at the Buffalo Pride Parade last year, do you recall the big lull? Any of you on the call? I know Carrie and I,
Yes,
there
I
was like a
recall the big
big
lull.
long wait. We get up to like there was a medical emergency like a mile ahead of us in the parade because it's a long freaking
Yeah.
parade. And so when we get towards where whatever happened, all these people in the crowd were like, oh, here you are. Finally, you're here. Oh, good. Red Cross is here. Finally. And it, because finally they like let the parade go again and moved up. And we're like, oh, that's great. We had no like communication with like anybody. Not that we could do anything, but if there is a need, hell, we're right freaking there.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like
So,
they were like, well, there you are.
yeah. So I do
And we
want
already
to
are
talk.
in the marathon in a different capacity, so it's not a new precedent. And we get fundraising dollars from the Buffalo Marathon people for doing it, so that's different. But maybe sponsors, we could get sponsors for it. I'll find sponsors. I'll take that on. It's my idea. I'll solve this problem.
But you know, for maybe the blood drive, Kate, like we were just saying the QR code, if we could put something on the ERV, like we could make some posters that have the blood drive sign and just has a big QR
Yeah.
code, like so
Heck
when it
yes.
does get stopped in the traffic, like sign up, people
All
could,
the time.
yeah,
And we need more
maybe we could
giveaways.
have some signs, you know, some carry signs on a stick that says sign up for the blood drive. I mean, not something
Heck
just like
yeah.
it was, you know, some other stuff and have like the
Save a
QR code.
life. Save a
Yeah.
life. Make
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whatever.
So,
Download the app, blah, blah, blah. And from last year, it was so fun to do again. It took forever, but like in those lulls, what can we do? Are we handing out stickers? Are we handing out blah, blah,
Mhm.
blahs? Are we spraying sunscreen on people? Are we checking on them? Because we kind of just like did what we could because that's what was expected. And the people behind us were crazy, but I've gotten to know them because they're in my blood drive territory. But they were some militant folks behind us. Do you remember the 50
Oh,
or 70 militant
yeah.
folks behind us?
Well,
Great
there was
group.
like
They might
the
host a blood drive. It's all good.
what were they? They were like the Cattaraugus Liberation
Front,
Front or
Palestinian,
something.
they were
Yeah,
chanting. I
they
mean,
were
these were
so, I
organized
mean,
folks.
oh my God,
They
they
came
showed
up
us
at
up.
us about
Yeah,
questions. And
they
Carrie, I am
like,
so proud of Carrie for how she answered about prep and how she answered to this guy. He just got up in our face after we were all just prepping our floats for about a half hour and doing face painting and they were doing the same thing. He was nice, he was civil, and she was excellent. So Carrie, great work.
well, they were
I thought,
inspirational
thank
to
God.
me because they were like amazing parade
Ah,
participants. They had like everything.
everything coordinated. They had
Yeah,
shifts, they took over for each other, they had megaphones, they had radios.
yeah, they were prepared. It was amazing to see. They clearly do this a lot. Anyway, we will talk. Do you mind if we just put a pin in both those things, like the flyers and the handouts of stuff, because that is something that I want to talk about too. But I just want to get
Oh
through
gosh, yeah, no
the
rush.
upcoming
Sorry
events.
for the
No,
derailment.
no, it's okay. I mean, that's the point of today, is just to kind of like talk about everything. So don't hesitate to jump in with questions or thoughts or whatever. Um, but yes, the 14th, June 14th is Hamburg Pride in the Park and Binghamton Pride Palooza. Lynn and Joanne are not on the call, but they will be at Binghamton Pride Palooza. They go every year. I'm going to ask them if there's any other events in Binghamton. It's hard because we don't want to sign up for something unless we know that we have folks who will be able to go. And, you know, we're all working with kind of what we can do in terms of how many events like we can personally attend. So if there's anybody who's in the Binghamton area who'd be interested in helping tabling with something like a weekend in June, definitely let me or Nicole know. And we can pass that along to Lynn and Joanne, and we could try to get organized for maybe another event or two in the Binghamton area. Or if you know there's something near you, like if you're in Ithaca and you know there's something near you or wherever you are, like just let me know. The Saturday, the 20th, is the Finger Lakes Pride Fest. Nicole will be there. And Saturday, the 27th, I am hoping to go to Batavia Glow Out, which is their Pride Festival in Batavia. And we have never been to that, so I'm really excited to go to that one too. And then the last one is Rochester's Pride Parade, and their Pride Festival is always in July. So this year it's Saturday, July 18th. We're counting that as sort of two events because there's the Pride Parade and then concurrently the Pride Festival is running there. So, and it's a really long day, the festival, because there's the parade in the morning and then the festival continues through the whole afternoon. So they're both gonna need like separate teams and separate supplies and things like that. So we're kind of thinking of those as two events. So with that, that brings us to a total of 9 that we're planning on, with 4 in the Rochester area, the greater Rochester area, I should say, 4 in the greater Buffalo area, and then the 1 in Binghamton. But there's so many more. I wish we could go to every single event. But if there, like I said, if there's one near you that you know you'd like to go to, that you'd like to run a table at, even if like you want to bring a friend to help you table, it doesn't have to necessarily be another Red Cross person with you. Nicole, I know, has done that. So then definitely let us know and we'll help you get that organized. We'll take care of everything on our end.
Are we
Carrie, that
allowed
was
to ask volunteers to be a part of that are not currently meeting with us? Like, are we able to put outreach somewhere like, if you're interested in blah, 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 your local whatever town, Lockport, for example, Niagara County, that's where I live. There's one in Lockport, but that's off your radar because it's so much smaller. But I bet like different volunteers. I don't know if he's even allowed, but it's an idea.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
they might be able to and just table, just like they do for blood drives and humanitarian services and everything else.
there's no limit on,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
no
Good.
like particular training folks need. I mean, we have like talks that Nicole has done that we can share with people to make sure that they have the tools. But yeah, we could send, exactly, Danielle, we could send a mass email or something and invite people to assist with all of these. And I usually, last year we put them on the Western New York events calendar too, and that helped. So there's no reason why we couldn't do that.
Gary, that was going to be my question, kind of what Kate asked. Like, like for the parade, I mean, the tabling's a little different. Obviously, we want to have somebody there with us, but like the parades and that to kind of fill out our ranks, can we invite friends and family and put a Red Cross shirt on them to walk in the
Yeah.
parades with us? I mean, it's great for teens, kids, Are we able to do that?
Of course. Yeah. And last year when I put everything out about both, when Nicole and I emailed for Rochester and for Buffalo, I thought we made that very clear. So we'll definitely emphasize that again this year. Bring whoever.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. I mean, really, it's a huge
Okay.
um
I'm sure you
event-based volunteers. Okay.
I'm sure you
Danielle,
put
that's
it
a good
out there.
point.
I was just a little overwhelmed with we were doing Juneteenth, the festival and the parade, which we may walk with somebody this year, but we're not doing it on our own. So I'm sure you had it out there, but I just wanted to ask that.
No, it's okay. No worries. But yeah, I would like love to have as many people as possible as so there's no reason not to bring folks, especially because it's kind of like an event. It's like an all-day event when you go to the parade. So it's kind of like it's great to bring your family or whatever. Um, any questions about any of the events, or does anybody like have any thoughts about other events that we could do? And then of course, if you think of anything after the fact, just let me or Nicole know.
I know we're gonna set a different call for the blood drive, but
Yeah.
we always kind of come up with some ideas, like kind of like I don't say too late, but our brains get going. One of the things that we'd have to ask BPO was like, could we put like a balloon arch or balloon tent or something outside when we're doing our blood drive day? You know what I mean? Like we could have like a rainbow balloon arch or something. BPO's I would think would be pretty open to something like that, but I'm just wondering. Um, and then, or does the parade goes past the mansion, right?
I don't think so. I'd have to
Where
double
does
check
it
the route.
start?
It didn't
Not
last
at all.
year. It
Not at
starts
all.
at the
I would
Buff State
remember that.
campus.
Oh,
It
it's
starts
Buff
out of
all-
the
State
Buff.
campus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
would
in
be
the
a
city.
huge opportunity if it went by.
Yeah,
So we were
no,
out
Yeah,
there,
we would
we'd be
have a
like,
tent set up. It would be
yeah.
I'm thinking of the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Does the
Okay,
St. Patrick's Day parade go by there? Does any parade go by there? We should take full advantage.
I
Yeah.
know that road is probably a little too.
okay.
Main.
Well, anyway,
Major
sidetrack
for
on that.
that,
So I
yeah.
was thinking, because I was thinking, man, but let me just say this: on the day of the blood drive, we talked about putting some stuff out that would make it more visible to the outside that the Pride Alliance drive was going on, not just for the inside. So just something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be fun if we could get a big
We'll
rain.
definitely talk more about that blood drive specifically because I remember last year there were some ideas to kind of make the space feel more inclusive, like to make the entire operation feel more inclusive other than just saying it's a pride drive. I think we had some ideas for that after
Mhm.
the last one. So we can definitely talk about that.
I'd love to have something at least out on the porch, even if we can't have it out by the street, because it would be great to have a big balloon arch to drive under, but they have delivery trucks that come in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was gonna say, and sharing the building. Yeah.
Yeah, but we might be able to put like some balloons up along the. We can talk about this, but along the patio, not the front porch off of those. You know, what I mean, some groupings of some balloons, just something that's going to really, be welcoming from the outside. Also, like to the point, Carrie, making sure everything's inclusive inside. But yep, a flag. I see Danielle there. Flag. We had talked about that. Do they have a flagpole out there? I think they do.
That's a
So.
great question. I am blanking.
I'll ask Jim. I'll ask Jim Spurley. But anyways, we can do that for another. But I just want us to not lose that we've talked about that, like trying to make it from the outside too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so before we move on to talk about like the budget and swag for Pride events, any other thoughts or questions on anything we've talked about so far? Okay.
I think
So-
we should. Sorry, it took a second to get up. I think
No,
we
no,
should
you're fine.
invite Jerry to come to one or two of our events.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably really busy, but why not extend that invitation? You guys do such a great job.
City of Good Neighbors, the
Yeah.
Flower City. What are all the city nicknames? Get him here.
Nickel City,
I love New York.
Queen City. We could put Queen City, drag Queen City. There we go.
Yeah, we could. I
That'd be
mean, I
fun.
could.
We could have such an itinerary for him. Oh my gosh.
Frankly,
Yeah.
I
Set up an
imagine
agenda.
Pride Month is an extremely busy time for them, for
Oh,
Jerry.
like winter. Bring him in the
Yeah, but you know what? It never
August.
hurts. Let's not assume.
No, I'm not. I'm
let's
just
just say-
saying, like, I don't want to get too like. I just imagine because we also the Red Cross attends like the World
Yeah.
Pride Fair. I think so. It's
Maybe you
goes
could
there.
swing by here on the way. But I mean, you never know. I mean, just say we would understand that you're really busy, but we want you to know that we have these events, and if there was ever an opportunity, we'd love for you to be part of it with us. You know,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
might just say yes.
And also, like, we want to extend that invitation also, because so that's the other thing that I'm going to get into is that Jerry Dale and the Office for LGBTQ Engagement, I want to say it's called. It has a long name. Through the Red Cross, the biomed team that focuses on LGBTQ engagement is once again doing the grant that we were able to take advantage of last year in order to fund the registration fees and supplies for Pride events last year. So that's really exciting because last year we were able to get some really nice swag to hand out to folks. And we want to really shoot for the moon this year. Our plan is to, there's no limit. They put out this grant and there's no indication of there being any sort of upper limit. And I know that we in Western New York have the unique advantage of having this resource group and having this level of organization. So we probably attend more events than other areas that don't have that same level of kind of like communication between departments to make this happen. So, I kind of thought, let's just shoot for Nicole and I were like, let's just shoot for the moon in terms of the money that we're asking for. And then, if they can't do it, then we can scale back. But we'll ask to be reimbursed for the registration fees for all the events. And then we also were looking to getting postcard flyers printed out. So we can certainly, like we were saying, we can certainly put a QR code on those that direct you to. I think right now the QR code on the ones we have right now just goes to the general like Western New York Red Cross webpage. We could also put a QR code on there for like the LGBTQ plus blood donor information. And we were going to get more stickers. We had stickers last year that we handed out at the parade and stuff. Pride, Red Cross branded Pride buttons that we handed out. Our focus for this year in terms of swag was to provide sunscreen and water at the events where we're tabling, because last year those were highly requested items and we want to be in line with, as we were all just saying, like be in line with the Red Cross and kind of help where we can. So there are little Red Cross branded sunscreens that we were hoping to get a bunch of and then distribute those evenly for each event and hand those out at the events as needed. Like lots of other like little first aid kits that were really popular last year. Nicole found these cool like sound the alarm keychains that we were thinking we could hand out. And just like candy, little pride flags, little like Red Cross Pride branded fans. So our plan was to ask for like $1,000 per event of funding, including buying like multiple big like 5-gallon jugs of water and like little stadium cups and handing water out to folks as we're tabling, as we can. So, Lynn, since you hopped on, can I ask you how much was the registration fee for Binghamton Pride Palooza? Because we can factor that in when we request budget.
I think it was $25.
Oh, that's nice. Some of them
I
are
think
like,
so.
some of
But
them
there
are a
was
little
something
steep.
about, Zachariah said something about he would pay it because they have to do it by Venmo. I'm not sure exactly what
Okay,
the what the what the procedure is there for paying, but I think if I remember correctly, it was 25.
awesome. Okay, great.
And as far as any of the other ones, we're working. In fact, I just had a meeting today with the other outreach person. I'm going to follow up on some of the Pride events and see what what their costs are, and I'll get that to you probably by I'm going to say middle to the end of next week. Is that enough time, or do you need it sooner?
No, I would say middle of next week is fine because then we can just finalize it. And
Okay.
what we need to do with this budget is um it will need to go to Nick Bond to
Okay.
be approved. And then once he's approved it, then we submit it to Jerry.
Okay.
And what Jerry requested this year is that we submit one application for each event.
Okay.
And so basically the event reimbursement if needed of the registration fee for that event, and then the amount of swag, which we said was like about $1,000 per event.
Yeah, I apologize for that. This week just got away from me
No worries.
completely. Um, just so, but I will
No,
get
and
that information to you as quickly as I can.
yeah, I appreciate that. And honestly, I feel like we're so ahead of the game this year compared to last year. So
Yeah,
I
we
feel like
are.
it's fine.
We are.
Last year, I don't think we submitted this until like May. So we're way, way more ahead than that this time.
I wish the weather
Um,
would think it's May. I mean,
I
it's like
know.
we're back in December here.
I know. I'm right. That's been the theme of today.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the breakdown of sort of what we're thinking. Nicole made a very professional actual document with links to everything that we'll put on the Teams group once it's finalized, if anybody wants to look at it. Um, it includes t-shirts. I don't know if I said that, t-shirts for people who are tabling at like running the tables at the events or who are walking in the parade if they don't already have a Red Cross Pride t-shirt, and some of the more of the pronoun pins so that folks who are tabling can have a pronoun pin if they want. Those little pronoun pins are magnets, and I like the magnet pins, but they like vanish. Mine has been long gone because they just don't stay magneted. So it'll be good to get a resupply of those, I think. Um, so also we were talking about the ERV, and we had the ERV last year in Buffalo and Rochester, and that was awesome. So I'm really hoping we can do that again. The only issue with the ERV is that they don't really let you decorate it. So we wouldn't be able to put, like you said, a banner with a QR code. You can't put that on the ERV. They let us put like a couple, like a little thing, like a banner with like pride flags on it and like some balloons, but they really don't let you put signs or anything like that on it. I don't really know why that is, but that is the like official um I don't know, that's the official like rules, I guess, about the ERV.
We can figure out other things if we need to.
Yeah.
Set the signs. And just not to jump back to the parade, but I was just thinking anybody that was Danielle, if she's still on here,
I'm here. I
hi
was gonna
Mark.
say I was trying to type. They are our most expensive vehicles. So I think
Yeah.
they worry about, damage. We've gotten away with some stuff in Rochester. I was gonna say too, if you guys still have all those magnets, those like biomed magnets, you can use a lot of those to secure some of your stuff to the side and you wouldn't really be doing
Oh,
damage. I
Right.
know we've
okay.
slapped some like donate blood magnets all over the earth before. And you can't drive with the windows open on the side, the feeding windows, because I've also asked for that because I thought it'd be really funny if like Buddy was hanging out of those and waving hello, but you can't. But he can, they can sit in the front or wherever Buddy wants to go.
Danielle, what I was gonna ask was, do you remember Highmark had those really super fun like balloon things that they slipped on? They were like balloons that they wore. Remember? They were like the skinny balloons and
I
they
didn't
looked
go
with
to
wings.
Pride.
What?
I didn't go to Buffalo Pride.
No, not Pride. They had them in the Juneteenth. We walked in the Juneteenth parade. They had those really fun balloons that they all like you slipped your arms through and you wore. I was thinking, man, if we knew somebody that could make those for us. I have pictures
I'm
of
totally
them.
blanking on those. I don't remember those at all. I feel like everyone wanted the towels, the
No,
Buffalo
no.
Bills towel.
Everybody was wearing these balloons that look like wings, and we could do them
Oh
in like rainbow
yes,
colors. If we could find somebody
yes,
carried, those are super fun and they draw a lot of attention.
they do. It's almost like so they had a balloon artist make
Yeah.
wings.
That's
It
cool.
was really cool. But yes, very noticeable.
I have
Yeah,
pictures. I don't have them at my fingertips, but I have pictures of that that I can send over. Those were really super cute.
they were. They were. Because I know balloon
And they
arches
were
can be
lightweight
very
too.
costly. Because I know we looked at pricing for that. I think the first Pride that I was trying to help do, and it was just way too much money. And we didn't have a budget back then either. So
Well, or
Yeah, we're
somebody
really
needs to take a
fortunate
balloon making
now.
class.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
everything else was like out of my own pocket. So
Yeah. Natalie, I see you have your hand up.
I have a boring update, or more like boring background. I work with the brand and marketing team a lot because I do all of the branding and collateral for our fundraising events. And so there's also, just if it's helpful background, they also probably don't want anything or too much attached to or affixed to the herbs because it alters our brand. So it's
Yeah.
also probably brand protection that's happening too. So just adding that on for extra context in case that's helpful to anybody. Sorry, it's not more exciting.
No, it's okay. I mean, that was the reason I was given is what they said is like when the Red Cross is in a parade, the point is that the Red Cross is there, so you don't need to like add to it.
Mhm.
But the parade also like I think
It's
it was the
also a celebration, so you want to make
Yeah.
it fun and exciting. No, I have this battle with them all the time because even for some of our event materials, I'm like, yeah, it's the Red Cross, but like it's the Red Cross and we're fun. So like let's make it fun.
Yeah.
also it's our float and it's usually a contest and you can't just be like all bare and boring.
Rochester actually, I'm pretty sure Rochester actually requires you to decorate your vehicle, if I remember correctly, the Pride Parade.
It's
It was
their
like a
float.
requirement.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like we did, I think the first year I was an attendee, we didn't really have any decor and I felt like our car was very sad.
Mhm.
Sad and boring. And I was like, never again. I'll spend my own money. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
But I think magnets are a good idea because that was the
Yeah.
issue last year is that we couldn't put any tape on it and it was like the windiest day in all of June. And we tried to like put the flags on it and they were like instantly just like blowing away. So magnets are a
Mhm.
really good idea.
I would
magnets, I've
also say
also
if you're
done
gonna do magnets, test where on the car the magnets are gonna hold the best or on the herb. So whoever you coordinate with on the herb, I would see if you can meet them one day just to like test where your magnets are gonna work so you know where you can hang stuff.
It's a good
we've
idea.
also used zip ties
Okay.
and the softer flexi kind of zip tie, almost like pricing tags we've used to attach things without damage. Just making
Okay.
sure that you remove them afterwards because it looks kind of tacky if somebody's driving around later with random tags hanging on.
Yeah.
We also closed, I think we've closed the door onto stuff to let stuff hang out too, or
Yeah.
like the windows. Like we had flags and we would just like roll up the window so it was in there.
That's what we basically ended up doing.
All right, I just sent this over. I just sent the pictures over in the chat.
Okay.
And
Nice.
what was really fun is they had a DJ. They had a pickup truck and a DJ in the back. You guys can see them there if you can see them.
It was awesome. And they had a bubble machine too, didn't they? I want to say they did.
Yeah. That would be fun. Those bubble guns things,
Those are pretty cheap too. They're not expensive.
Yeah.
You can even do like a battery operated one.
Can you do colored bubbles? Can you make bubbles colored?
They
I
are
wonder.
colored. They're rainbow.
Yeah, they're always like rainbow.
But can you
You
make
naturally.
them
can make
more
them
color?
flavored. There's flavored bubbles.
Flavored bubbles. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
there are.
I don't know about
No,
that.
only I feel like
I'm
they
looking-
might have a hue based on whatever soapy mixture goes in, but I've never seen colored other than I know if it's like you can put smoke in them or freeze them, but it'll be nice out, so that won't happen.
But anyways, there's the pictures you can see with the balloons on their back.
Those are very cool.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody
can't
knows
imagine.
any
I bet
balloon experts, let me know.
No, I know, but I wonder if we
Nope.
could get a donation or if we could take a class and figure out how to make them.
I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you. I don't have that time, but if somebody else is interested in doing that and contributing in that way, I think that would be amazing. But yeah, or maybe
I was fascinated with those that they were wearing. I wanted to wear
Yeah.
one of those.
maybe, but yeah, you're right. Who knows who's out there, and the people have amazing talents and they're hiding among us in the community. So who knows who out there would be either willing to help or to donate to help make it happen. So definitely gonna write it down.
That would spruce up our non if we can't decorate the ERV. That's my thinking on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, encouraging folks to also I think if you haven't been to a pride parade before, you may not know people are dressed up. Everybody is putting their best foot forward at the pride parade. So you know what I mean? Encourage people to really I don't mean fancy, I mean celebratory dress up and really
Well, we look like we fit in if we fit in as an
Does,
organization. That's what I mean by that. Do you
yeah.
know?
Does Buffalo's parade do themes like Rochester, where each year has a decor theme and dress up theme, or no?
They do a theme. I don't know if it's necessarily a decor or dress up theme. Let me see.
Okay, because
I don't know if
last
anybody
year was
else knows.
Galaxy something, right? It was out of this world or something for Rochester. Was
Yeah.
that last year? No, it was the history one or something last year, but the year before it was aliens and outer space, out of this world thing.
So the Buffalo Pride theme this year is rooted in pride. Buffalo's LGBTQIA2S plus community is rooted in unity, rooted in joy, rooted in history, rooted in resilience, rooted in pride. What are the roots that keep us grounded? How do they give us strength to grow towards a better future? So it's not there's always a theme. It's not a theme in terms of decoration or dress. It's more of just,
Okay.
honestly, it's more of just a theme. Maybe there are years or there are people who are able to apply it better to their decoration. We certainly could. I mean, if anybody has creative ideas.
Nicole's I don't know if she wants to do that again this year. Print the history of the Red Cross that she shared with you guys. That was awesome. And people did walk up to us in the crowd as we were trying to wear it and carry it. But people did really read it and it was really fun.
I'm gonna write that down because that's true. That's very applicable to the theme.
It's the whole history of the Red Cross. Yeah, it was
People
really
loved
meaningful.
that.
And I know that
People
she,
loved
did a
that.
huge deep dive on
Mhm.
that and took a lot of her own time. And I think it's worth repeating.
Absolutely. I'll talk to her because the actual banner itself might be hard to transport, but I know she has the files of all the.
Yeah.
We should definitely, depending on how hot it is, if we can have Buddy, we should definitely make sure Buddy has some appropriate outfit added to him. Embellishments.
I don't.
whether it's
Is anybody willing to
necklaces,
wear Buddy?
a fan? Well,
The Buddy costume. I mean, it's just so hot. I'm a little worried
Oh
about putting
yeah, can
somebody
you
in the
get
Buddy
grant money
costume.
to alter those to fit human bodies? Because that would be fabulous. Those don't fit really people.
Yeah.
They kind of fit kids sometimes.
but
Have y'all worn that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
God.
I've seen it and I never want to wear
It's
it.
hot.
Yeah.
It's freaking hot.
I've paid people my own money for them to wear it.
Me
on
too.
Pride, because
Yeah.
it's so
Me too.
freaking hot in
Oh, not on
July.
Pride.
But
is
here's what
hot.
I'm thinking. I'm just thinking this out loud. Right now I've been working with a bunch of groups at UB, student
Mhm.
groups, and maybe now if we start putting the feelers out, like we'd love some people to participate because I actually was just going to mention this, Carrie, as a side note. When we do our recruitment presentations regarding prep, and I always, regarding the IDA, I always do talk about prep. And I have recently had more and more of the students have me pause and give more information on that, which is great. I'm really excited about that. Like, so really been able to have a deeper conversation. A lot of these are my nursing students, EMS, medical kind of students. So that's awesome. But with that said, those might be the students that maybe we could invite them if they want. Because sometimes what I was saying about that is maybe they would want to walk with us with the Red Cross because they do work with us on the blood drives. And maybe some of them would be willing to trade off a couple of them to switch in and out of the buddy costume.
Recruit the young folks for the buddy
Yeah, no,
costume.
100%.
Yeah,
Always,
I think
always.
definitely if you can switch it between people, then I think it's feasible. Otherwise, I would be like genuinely concerned for somebody, unless it's not a hot day.
Right.
But I think getting college groups involved with any of these events would be awesome. Because just like the more people, the better. Uh, there was something I was gonna say and I forgot it. Okay, never mind. It'll come to me. Okay. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea. It was something about that. I'll also message that to you later, Wendy, because I know I had a thought. It'll come back. Um, so there are actually, I'm seeing the notes in the chat about like growing with pride and seed packets. There are actually Red Cross branded seed packets. I just ordered a bunch for Volunteer Appreciation Week. However, I think with anything at the Buffalo Pride Parade, we need to keep in mind the absolute massive volume of people. So
Yeah, that's
candy,
not for everybody. It would be a waste.
it would just have to be like either we order a bunch and they're like very selectively handed out to like a few people while we walk. But since there's not tabling, it wouldn't like at a table you can sort of like only some folks really stop by and really actually want like the giveaways, but at a parade you're just
Everything
sort of
land on the ground and be trash. We don't need to add to that and waste.
yeah. But I did want to get back to this too for Buffalo or Rochester, any of the parades. I know we were talking about it specifically in Buffalo because the Pride Drive would be shortly after the parade. But I want to be sensitive still about blood donation at a Pride event and talking about that. And I also want to be sensitive to the fact that when you're at a Pride parade, we're really there to support the community and like to provide them, like when we're at any Pride event, the point is to provide the community that's at the event with our resources that we have. I don't want it to come across like we are there to recruit. So I we need to, I think, to think of if we want to have like flyers or signs about an upcoming blood drive, we would just need to think about how to do that in a way because we wouldn't be having a full conversation at a pride parade. It's just a sign that somebody would see. And if the sign's like donate blood and that's all the information they get, that might not be a good impression. Whereas like at a tabling event, we could put a flyer out and then we could have a full conversation about it. So I think we would just need to think about like how, especially for Buffalo, because the Pride Drive is coming up so quickly after, like how we would do that in a way that's respectful. Yeah, Dawn?
I think it was last year, maybe in the year before. Danielle, you can help me remember. We had a really nice card that explained the changes in the law because it was new. I think it was 2 years ago, right? Because it was changes, it was new then. I can't.
Yeah.
It was three, I
So,
think 3 years ago.
3 years ago
Nicole
was the
actually did.
change, but I think 2 years ago Nicole made those cards
Right.
with
I
her
was
own
just wondering-
money.
Yeah, she made it with her own money. I'm wondering if we could, since we might have a budget, reprint though. And actually, any one of the chapters might want to use them. They're extremely well done. Maybe we can ask Nicole to send Carrie you the copy of them. But
Yeah.
they're beautifully done graphically, but they also had a lot of good information on them, and it wasn't overwhelming to like read them.
Yeah, it
Um,
was
I
not.
think
I
we
know the
have
Greater
those.
Rochester chapter logo was on them, but you could always just pop in the,
Yeah,
Western New York
yeah, I
and the
mean, I
721.
bet Nicole would do, she designed them, so I bet she would be willing
Yeah.
to like make it more generic if we wanted to.
Carrie, we had those. Remember, we were using them for a little bit, and then we realized it didn't include like the bigger Western New York. But we could get a copy from Nicole.
Yeah.
But I thought those were great too. I remember exactly what you're talking about, Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and yeah, right, let's rebrand them so everybody can use them, but I don't think Nicole would mind. She'd made them like the week of ours, so it was kind of a rush thing. I know she did it and paid for it and everything, but when we saw them, we were all like, these are great, they're amazing, colorful and everything. So just a thought.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna try to. I hope you guys will hear this with the ears that the heart is speaking. Yes, we are asking people to give blood, so we are asking for something, but the flip side of that is we are doing that so that if they need blood, we have it for them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that 100%. I think the issue that we've faced is that, like, with the LGBTQ community, like, with sickle cell blood drives in the African American community, it's so directly linked. Like, your donation will help people in your community who have sickle cell. And then with the LGBTQ, it's not quite as direct. So I'm not saying that it's just a little different. It's just a slightly different approach because it's more we have it then so that anybody could need it.
I hear that. I just know that we don't turn anyone away for any reason if they need blood. So we're trying to provide blood for we're trying to provide blood for everybody. So I think maybe blood for all, like maybe we could try to think about our wording, I don't know. I'd have to noodle that a little bit and spin on that, but you hear my hesitation because I've had some folks, share that in other situations, you know what I mean? Like I've had somebody, for example, we were on one of the East Side neighborhood and somebody, it wasn't related to this, but she said, you're just one of what you can take from the community. And I said, no, because we're doing this so that we can provide blood for everybody. And I think that sometimes we need to somehow have that gentle push back a little bit, and that's just me coming from someone in blood donor recruitment, that sees the numbers of what we need. So I think that I think we need to promote everything the Red Cross does, our sound the alarm, SAF, which is changing a little bit, but I think that 100% we need to make sure that all of those things are represented if we are sharing.
So that flyer would be a good place to do that, I think, because maybe I like that wording of it's more about having blood for everybody than it is about who's giving it. I mean, obviously it's important that more people can donate now, and that needs to be included, but that's not the focus. Also, I think at all these events, I know Brian is here, the blood link that we have now where you can sign up for any blood donation opportunity and kind of link that to the Western New York Pride group and the cause. I think that's definitely something that we can have information about whenever we're tabling. And
maybe
that
that's
way,
the QR we should be using.
I think so, because then people, if the Pride Drive is coming up, that will come up as an opportunity. Right. But if they can't do that, they can find anything else and they know that it's still like Pride affiliated.
100%. I think we should definitely use that because I was sitting here trying to think about like, okay, I have a couple different drives, but it's not the best strategy to change it to be just that sponsor code, because once we change like a sponsor code, like I know Jordan and I had this conversation one time that we had changed the sponsor code because I was trying to get more people to find that location, but a sponsor code is very specific and then kind of weeds it out down the road. So I 100% agree that we should put the QR code for the blood link, which gives some explanation on it and then would be showing that. That's definitely, if we're going to use a QR code, that's the one we should use, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I also want to think about how we can, if we are doing that, share some of the other services too that we provide. So volunteer, disaster relief, sound the alarm, those different things.
The flyer that Nicole has made, if I remember correctly, also has that information on it. So I think that kind of format is the best to go with, because then you can promote, like I said, all the services that we provide. And I don't know if anybody had a different experience, but I found personally tabling last year that although there were the most questions about blood donation, the information that people were actually the most interested in for me was sound the alarm. And then Nicole said she got a lot of interest in Prepare with Pedro and Red Cross Ready, Be Red Cross Ready, which are our like disaster preparedness courses. So we definitely want to make sure we have that information too, because that's what folks seem to be gravitating towards the most. Yeah, Danielle, you don't have to raise your hand if you don't. You could just jump in.
It's okay. I also didn't want to forget. Can you drop the blood link in the chat? It's been a while since I've recruited blood donors like that. Is it like a generic blood link? Or is it based on certain things? Like, I don't know. I guess we can offline
Yeah,
about that.
I mean,
but...
Brian, you're here. Do you want to chime
I was
in
gonna
on
say,
that?
let me give me 1 second. Let me
I have a corporate partner that wants to track, and I wondered, is it the same thing? Can I use it for that? Can they make their own team? Is it kind of
Yeah.
like the app, the blood app, where you can create a team and join the team?
Yeah. Danielle, your Rochester group, if you need something just depending where it is, any one of the account managers where it's located can make you a blood link for that corporate partner, just so you know.
Yeah,
Well,
they would
okay,
do it.
Wendy, can you do one for Moog?
Yeah, no, 100%. But let's see, because I love what they did for the Pride here. I really do love that. But yes, we can do one for Moog.
Okay, and do it on the DL, and then let me know when you have it, and then I'll send it to Michael.
You and I will need to get some information together for me to create it, but we'll just
Okay.
that'll be a side note.
Okay, thank you.
Give me 1 second. Pull this up.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kate. There's so many myths about blood donation that are unrelated. I mean, sorry, hold on. Sorry, my one lizard just catapulted himself across his enclosure and fell. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. He's just clumsy. He's big. He's 4 feet long, so I don't know if you heard him thumping to the ground, but that was him.
I didn't realize that the QR codes were literally on the flyer that I have on my desk. So thank you. And I posted them in Rochester for you guys on the poster board, just so you know, so all the employees see it when they walk by. But I didn't realize what it went to. I thought it was I don't know. I didn't know if it was to sign up for a specific blood drive or not.
No.
Cool. That's even cooler. More cool.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we have this is at all the fixed sites right now. And so this is kind of like just the middle guy between making an appointment, and what it does is captures their name and email address. So we have a sort of like a little database of who's supporting our LGBTQ plus initiative, and we separate it into Rochester, Binghamton, and Buffalo, just so we can kind of track it that way. But so when you go to make an appointment and you want to show your support, you just click on, if you're on the support Rochester, you click on here, and then you type in your name and your email, and then it populates to the online scheduling portal where you can make your appointment anywhere in the country. So if you're in Montana and you want to support Rochester, you can just it'll capture your information, but then you'll make your appointment to wherever you are in the country. So it's just kind of like a little third party thing. It's just a way to track. So
has anyone done it yet, Brian? Is this a newer link? Because the little fun tracker doesn't say anything yet, other than Bradley Valone is the sponsor name, and then there's like 0 units and 0 donations.
Yeah, there's one person sign up on one so far.
Yeah, it's like
This
brand
is
new.
brand new.
Oh yeah, 1. Booked 1, completed 1. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, right now these are just these are posted at the fixed sites.
Cool.
So we're it's a work in progress, but it's gonna be good to help track and gain some momentum leading into Pride Month and seeing how we're gonna take it from there.
Yeah.
But anyone could feel free to go on and make an appointment right now. Click on your
Yeah, and that's a very good point that Miranda just put in the chat. This is the first bloodling that's probably like ever been at a fixed site. So it's going to take folks a
Yeah.
little bit to get used to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
other regions have been using them for a while, but our region has not used them before these ones.
Yeah. And like, I don't, where are they displayed? Because I was in the donation center, I was in your donation center the other day and I didn't see them like on the tables. So I don't know where it is, if it's like easy
I
to
have
see.
it right at the registration desk.
Oh,
on- I had to get more magnetic frames, but
Oh,
I
okay.
have it on the registration desk. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Cool. I just totally didn't notice it last time I was there, so I'll look for it next time. Cool.
Yep, and then if you donate and you forget to do it, Bradley can add your name to it post donation. Yeah, and Danielle, if anybody in Rochester needs a blood link, just reach out to me and Allison, and we'll get you into the right account manager.
Thank you. Yeah.
Big account.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, so that will be awesome to share at all these events along with all the humanitarian information. I think we have a lot of ideas. We'll just have to see what we can implement. And the good thing is that, like, well, hopefully all these events will continue to happen so that we'll be able to participate again and kind of see year after year. Eventually we'll kind of find like a pattern, but we're sort of starting from scratch. So it's exciting to kind of try different stuff and see what works each time. So, and there's no, I'm a really big proponent of, okay, I'm not like a Disney person generally, but I have heard that there's this concept that the like Imagineers at Disney use when they're thinking of a new ride or something like that called the blue sky phase, which is just like any idea that you have, throw it out there and they don't think about if it's possible or budget or anything like that. That's a really typical mindset for me, as you may have noticed in this meeting. Like I tend not to, my brain is like, can't do that. So I'm trying to be more open to that kind of thing. So I'm really interested in like all the whatever ideas people have for any of these events, like just throw it out. Like email me, email Nicole. Next time we meet, put it in the chat, mention, come off mute and mention it in the chat. Because, you know, you never know when something will kind of spark an idea that will become something really important. So don't hesitate. But that said, I feel like we're approaching noon. So any final thoughts or questions before we wrap up?
Carrie, can I just put something to put a, as you like to say, put a pin in it for next time to
Yes.
talk about, so we don't lose it? We had talked briefly at some point about starting to try to get some relationship with the Gay Men's Chorus and Troublemakers in Buffalo. I'm actually going to the cabaret at the end of this month that they have with some friends. So I'm just kind of going to scope out again, like what kind of stuff they put out, marketing, things like that. Talked about maybe a presentation with them at some point. I know they're like kind of right in the heart of their season right now, you know, finishing all their big things they've got going, but I would love to kind of just be able to, and I have a friend that is actually in the Troublemakers, but I'd love to put a look ahead to them. If maybe, I know they practice on Sundays, for example, maybe sometime they would be open to us just coming and doing like a, 10-minute info meeting for anybody that's there, you know, with their organization, maybe something we could money-wise do a sponsorship in some of their things. So I just like us to keep that on the radar because quickly they'll be getting ready to post all their stuff for next season. They do it like a school year kind of season.
Can we chat more about that before you meet with them or
Yeah,
talk to
no,
them?
no, I haven't met with them. I'm just asking. Yes.
Because I have had communication with them before, and I just want to kind of talk with you more about what was said before.
Yep.
So before we kind of go further with that. So
Okay.
cool. Part of Right World in Buffalo. I mean, you never know. I mean, if they want to like walk in the parade with us or something, that would be cool.
Yeah,
So, like,
I know I've like talked to them about it and they're like, "What? The Red Cross is a part of Pride?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh.
Yeah, so I feel like they probably would because most of them go to the event anyways.
Yeah.
So
And
I can
I
let them know.
remember being a parade attendee and like wanting to walk in the parade, but like not knowing who to walk with.
Right, right,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
so yeah. So definitely, like anybody is welcome to join us.
Okay, I can let them know then.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop the recording and then if anything else comes up, like I said, don't hesitate to